We start our webinar on successful crowdfunding. My name is Ala, and I will conduct this webinar together with my colleague Irina. She will join us a bit later. So for now, I just want to present you the plan very briefly of our webinar. And first of all, I would like to say that this webinar is a follow-up activity after training seminar Digital Youth Cafe that was developed under Erasmus Plus program and with the support of Spanish National Agency. And this training course was organized in Barcelona last March. And we had 13 youth workers from 6 countries. And the aim of our training was to promote different digital tools for youth workers in order to make their work more efficient and try somehow to transform the youth NGOs digitally. So, if you want to learn more about our training course, you can just go through our blog. 1 second, I will send you the link via chat. And you can find all necessary information about our activity and also the description of day-by-day program and our training results as well. Okay, so what we are going to speak about today. First of all, we will make kind of a very short introduction to the topic. I mean, what is it crowdfunding and what kind of types of crowdfunding exist. And then we will spend about 10 golden rules of successful crowdfunding campaign using the example of our friends. It's a real crowdfunding campaign. And we will try to analyze this campaign according to the criteria that will be presented during the webinar. And then very briefly we will speak about key tips for promoting your crowdfunding campaign in social media. And my colleague Irina will tell you and will give you some useful tools for being successful in your communication via social media. Okay, so what about crowdfunding? What is it, crowdfunding? According to their official definition, crowdfunding, this is a practice of funding a project by using a small amount of money of people who are going and who are willing to support the project. And on the screen you can see the infographic that was done by our participants. Here you can see that the first crowdfunding campaign was done in 1985 when Americans wanted to build the Statue of Liberty, and for this construction they needed to find some money. So, and this campaign is considered like the first crowdfunding campaign in the world. And the second one was done for the group Marilon. They wanted to produce their own disc, musical disc. So, and for this production, they also organized kind of campaign, and it's also considered like one of the first crowdfunding campaigns in the world. And today, you know that crowdfunding campaigns are quite popular, and there are a lot of crowdfunding platforms, and also collect money for absolutely different purposes for their NGOs and also for their personal projects. So now it's quite popular phenomenon, and a lot of NGOs actually use crowdfunding for co-financing their activities. Okay, let's go further. There are two main types of crowdfunding. The first type is traditional crowdfunding campaigns, when you have landed page, and there you describe your project, the aims of the project, and also you put information how much money you need for achieving the goals of your project. This is a traditional one. Another type of crowdfunding campaign is peer-to-peer fundraising campaigns. What does it mean? And on the screen you can see a kind of example of this campaign. When you have volunteers for your crowdfunding campaign, and they also have kind of landed pages for your campaign and promote it through their social media, social media accounts. So it means that not just your NGO is kind of main crowdfunder, but also the group of people who are interested in reaching the main aim of the crowdfunding campaign. So you can choose what kind of type of crowdfunding campaign you can use for your project, or to do it just your own, or to involve volunteers and group of people who will help you to raise money for your activities. Also, I would like to bring you some examples of crowdfunding campaigns. They are not so typical, but now, as I already mentioned, now crowdfunding is quite a popular phenomenon. A lot of people create crowdfunding campaigns, and there are a lot of types as well. And one of them, it's also crowdfunding campaign and platform. The name of it is teaming. And now I will share with you the link, and you can go through it, and maybe for your NGO it will be interesting, and you can also participate in these teaming campaigns. Teaming, what actually is the matter? Teaming, this is a platform for crowdfunding campaigns that doesn't have any time limits like typical crowdfunding campaigns. You can just upload it to your web page. You can register in this platform, and you can upload the information about your campaign in your web page. And everyone who wants to support your project, your activity, or your organization can donate €1 per month, just €1. So it's not so difficult for people who work, no? Even for students, because €1 is it's even less than pay for coffee. So and every month from the accounts of the donators will be charged just €1. So it's quite interesting idea. And now, as you can see on the screen, there are more than 231 teamers who participate in this crowdfunding platform, and you can imagine now how many projects these people can support. Another interesting type of crowdfunding, it's when you buy something and you can donate for any NGO that you would like to support. And one of the examples of such kind of crowdfunding is the platform WAPSI. You can find it and you can check it using this link, WAPSI.org. What's actually the matter of this platform? So when I'm pretty sure that everyone already in maybe at least one time have bought something through internet. in online shops, or maybe you have booked tickets, etc. So buying by internet, you can also donate a small amount of money of NGOs that you would like to support. You just go to this platform, register, and you can see the list of the organizations of the online shops where you can buy things that you need. And also, when you buy it, WAPSI will ask you, do you want to donate exact amount of money for different types of NGOs, and you can choose also from the list the NGOs that you would love to support, and you pay once to this NGO. So also quite interesting system, and in different countries there are different examples of it. So you can also join and support NGOs by such way. And as I already mentioned today, there are a big amount of platforms, crowdfunding platforms, where you can post your project and get money for your activities. And on the screen you can see the names of the variety of platforms that can be useful for your projects. So just choose one and go forward. You can Google. Also, if you have any specific topic, for example, dedicated to animal protections, for example, so you can just Google animal crowdfunding platforms for animal protection, and you will see the list of the platforms that work only on this topic. But mostly the platforms of crowdfunding are quite multi-topic. They have different, you can participate with the projects of different topics. So there you can find, if you don't find any specific crowdfunding campaign for your objective, so you can use any of them. Also, I would love to share with you this tool. It's quite interesting one. This tool helps you to calculate and to predict if you have a chance to collect money for your project. It's a very interesting one. So I will share with you the link. So when you enter, the platform will ask you different questions about your project and your crowdfunding platform. And at the end, there will be the kind of decision of this platform if you really can collect this money, raise this money or not. If you, for example, so then you can see what kind of issues you have on your way. Actually this platform, it's kind of a consultor for your crowdfunding campaign before starting to do it. And you can realize what kind of things you need to take into account in order to organize successful crowdfunding campaign. So it's a very good one. And once you decide to organize any crowdfunding campaign, so go through this platform, and you will see if what you need to improve in order to achieve your crowdfunding goals. So very interesting one. I really recommend it to you. And now, before we will speak about 10 golden rules for organizing crowdfunding campaign, I would like to recommend you one report. You can find it in the web page givingreport.ngo. And this report can help you to analyze the tendencies of giving, of donations. I just will bring one example. For example, it's a general statistic, but also you can find in this report statistics for your country. And for example, here in this report you can find the ways of donations. No, which way people do like more for donations. For example, according this report, in general, people donate more online than, for example, in workplace giving or then through mobile phones, etc. Also, you can find here what kind of holidays are more popular for donations, are more efficient, let's say, no, but to say more efficient for organizing such kind of crowdfunding campaigns. For example, in Christmas time, when magic is in the year, so more people want to donate. And then, for example, if you organize your campaign in ordinary time without any holidays. So, interesting one. So, also I recommend you to go through it and to analyze the statistics for your country. That also will help you to plan a successful crowdfunding campaign. And what about rules? There are 10, and as I already said, this webinar is a follow-up activity of Digital Youth Cafe training course, and these 10 goal tips were developed within this training course, within this project. So it's something that we came up with after our so let's go very briefly through all of them, and let's analyze, as I already promised you, let's analyze a real project. We will analyze this project. This is a project of our friends, and while I'm starting to speak about golden rules, you can enter to the page and start to analyze it. Okay, the first important rule is to make your crowdfunding campaign and make your message, let's say it's better to say message, touchable and emotional one and unique one. That people, if I can say like that, need to follow in love with your project, follow in love with your idea. And in order to make them follow in love with your idea, you need to explain it. You need to give them the chance to be touched by your idea. And I would love to present you one video. It's a story, so it's an example of storytelling. This is a story of one girl that presents you her experience about refugees. So let's watch the video. So you can see that this video is quite touchable. No, why? Because this is a real story. Because the girl who is telling the story expresses naturally and also expresses her emotions and her memories about that situation. I need to say that this video wasn't created for crowdfunding campaign, but for me it's kind of very good example of how to make storytelling videos. Very simple one. It's not perfect, as nothing in our life, but less perfect is it, more touchable is it. So I think to create such kind of videos, it's not so easy, because you need to film real emotions of people, but it's really touchable. Okay, so with storytelling, we can go with the idea of how to create good storytelling materials. You can go through the web page that I send you, that I have sent you, and you also can see kind of the storytelling, no, kind of the video on the landing page of the crowdfunding campaign about the project. No, you see there. I will give you some minutes to see it. So you can also see that this is a story about the group of people who decided to recollect coffee and create kind of pellets for heating systems. And video also tells a story. Maybe it's not so touchable, maybe it's not so emotional, but it's also a story. And for any project that you would love to that you would love to post to publish in the crowdfunding platforms, it's really recommended that you use such kind of touching storytelling. Well, the second rule is very connected with the first one. It should be unique videos, unique emotions, and also pictures. And when you go through the web page that I sent you, the real crowdfunding campaign that we are analyzing now, you also can see that there are a lot of pictures of the project. Yes, so every step that guys do for their project is documented, and there are pictures about every step of their work. So more pictures, more images, more videos you have, more unique you are, and more you express your emotions and your feelings, more successful crowdfunding campaign could be. Then the third golden rule is a realistic problem. More realistic problem is, so more actual problem is, more disturbing problem is, more crowdfunding campaign could be. And in our example, if you go through it, you can understand, yes, that there are actually two problems. The first one is wasting coffee, and the second one is problems with, better to say, social integration of migrant people, young people, young migrants. So, and these two problems, these projects took all together, and they want to achieve two of them. And it's quite a good composition of two problems, no? Because you see that thanks of this combination of two problems, you can increase the social impact of the project. So try to think what kind of problem you try to attend, and what the social impact of your action will be after resolving of this problem. So realistic problem. The fourth golden rule for creating crowdfunding campaigns is plan your budget. When again, more planned your budget is, more clear your budget is, more successful your campaign could be. And if you go through the crowdfunding campaigns that I have shared with you, you will not find almost any numbers, any budget. Sometimes some crowdfunding campaigns, some crowdfunding platforms don't allow you to put numbers. No, they just ask you for the information how you will spend money. But some of them ask really to write where you are going to spend every euro that you are going to receive through your crowdfunding campaign. So in our case, there are just written the aspects, the aspects where we are going to, the items where we are going to spend our money. And you can see the list of these items. Then project goals, it's not crowdfunding campaign goals. And we need to have it very clear when we organize our crowdfunding campaign. What does it mean? Imagine that you have a big project. Well, let's take the example that I have brought you. This is a group of people who work with young migrants, and they collect coffee for creating pellets. No, so this is a big project, and within this big project that have small crowdfunding campaign project, and they explain that they need money for renting car, for for paying for the driving license. And it's clear, no, that with if I donate, so they will not resolve all problems that they have, no, but just at least these concrete problems, exact problems, could be resolved. So be very concrete with your objectives. It's very important not to have very wide. It's important to explain wide aspects of your project, explain very well your project in general, and it's also very important to be very concrete and very precise with the objectives of crowdfunding campaign. What exactly we are going to spend money for. Then the sixth golden rule is 10 euros per 900 is better than 100 euros per 90. Yes, so but the result is the same, but the approach is not the same. Crowdfunding campaign is a social thing, and it's better than more people know about your campaign. It's better than more people donate. So in this sense, you increase social impact of your crowdfunding campaign. And that's why it's then we will speak about it. It's very important to organize planned, a very, very, very well planned communication campaign for your crowdfunding campaign. That you need to spread the word for wide audience. Then it's very important to describe what kind of gifts you would love to present to your donators, to your donors. And depending on the amount of money that they donate, you can propose them different options. For example, in our project that we are analyzing now, on the right side, on the right bar, you can see what kind of gifts these organizations can present to their donors. And depending on the amount of money, you can see different examples of it. So this is a very good example how to establish good relationship with your donors and how to establish solid networks around your crowdfunding campaign. The next rule is that it sounds like that 20% rule. What does it mean? 20% rule means that if you achieve 20% of the amount of money that you need to achieve at the end, it means that you are on the right way and you will reach your goal. So the first weeks of crowdfunding campaign are the most important time for your campaign. 3F rule. What does it mean? It sounds very funny, but it's quite realistic one. So when you start to organize your crowdfunding campaign, take into consideration that you need to achieve at least three groups of your audience: your friends, your family, and fools. So statistics says that, and maybe not statistics, but mostly experience of people who organized such kind of campaigns says that during first weeks of your campaign, your friends and your family donate. No, and fools, it's kind of funny thing, but why not? Why not to use this funny thing as well? So your family and your friends should be your priority during first weeks of your crowdfunding campaign, and try to spread the information about your campaign within all your friends, from your university, from your work, from your childhood. So everyone needs to know about your campaign, and your family members as well. And imagine that if you have in Facebook, well, let's say 100 friends, so all of them have also 100 friends. So approaching just one friend, you can approach 100 people more. So try to spread the information within your social media accounts. And the next one, the last one, but not the least one, is stay funny and creative. So more messages you post, more messages that can attract attention of people, it's better. So try to create interesting videos, images, materials. Use emoji if you think that it's helpful. If it's, sometimes it depends on the audience, no, as well. If you work with young people, if your audience is young people, so try to adapt your images and your videos to this audience. Be creative and be brave with your crowdfunding campaign. And as I already said, for achieving the aims of crowdfunding campaigns, you need to communicate a lot. And in parallel with your crowdfunding campaign, you should create a communication campaign. This is the two things that are crucial, and you need to communicate very well. And in order to understand how to do it, I want to give the floor to my colleague Irina, and she's going to speak about communication and how to create interesting materials for it. Okay, let's go. Irina, I will prepare you the slides.
Hello everybody, my name is Irina and I will talk to you about spreading information about your crowdfunding campaign on Facebook, and in general you can apply those rules to social media. And to be able to successfully reach your goal concerning getting as many donations as possible, you need to talk to people about it. So first, for the introduction, we wanted to present you 2018 Global NGO Technology Report, which made analysis of all NGOs, as far as I understand, around the world, concerning Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So can you put it on the next slide, please? Yes. So first of all, it might be surprising, but 93% of NGOs worldwide have a Facebook page. I think this is really impressive that NGOs, which normally are not so very good with IT, have Facebook pages. And actually, 25% of these NGOs post daily, which means that they pay enough attention to their public image and to their work on social media. Then, concerning Instagram, it's 77. Oh no, Twitter. Sorry. Concerning Instagram, it is 50% of NGOs, and concerning Twitter, it's 77% of NGOs who have their profile or page in this social media. So today we will speak specifically about Facebook, but as I mentioned before, we can apply those rules to any channel on social media, more or less. So since NGOs in majority have Facebook pages, we chose to speak about Facebook. So when you have a crowdfunding campaign, how can you promote yourself and your campaign on Facebook? I will just talk briefly about 3 main points which have to be followed, and also give some small tips to do that. So first of all, and most important, be regular, because regularity is the key. So people will not draw their attention to the cause which doesn't appear on their newsfeed often. So if they just once saw it, it's probable that it won't catch their attention so much. Maybe they have to see it at least daily or once in 2-3 days to be able to remember about it and then put it on their to-do list, like donate to this campaign when I'm back at home at my computer or something. So this is really the first point. So next slide. Okay, you might think that posting regularly is really difficult, because really often we run out of ideas of what to post. So now we will speak about ideas of posts which belong to Facebook page in general, but also you can apply it specifically to crowdfunding campaigns, so you can use it in both. So to be able to post regularly, maybe you won't have so much really related to the campaign content, but you will need to post something to draw attention. So you can post, for example, about your inner life, how you work every day in the office, what is your daily routine concerning preparation of this campaign, or how people who will benefit from this campaign are living, and stuff like this. So something from inner kitchen, because social media lets us into private life of so many people. For example, when we are subscribed to a certain public person on internet, we can see their home, their office, how they live, what they eat, what they wear at home, and blah blah blah. So this is also interesting point. You can show your inner kitchen, and it will really catch attention. Then you can post something from the sphere, for example, something about similar NGO or similar campaign, something about law which concerns your campaign or your organization's projects which you support, which are also similar. So when you find some connections, then you can call to action in your posts, and it's especially important in a crowdfunding campaign. In every post that you make, you add call to action in the end. For example, today we visited the future beneficiaries of our crowdfunding campaign. You describe something about their daily routine or something like that, and then in the end you call to action: donate, subscribe to our page, like our page, share this post, or something like this. Then you can also talk about success stories or mistake stories, because people also want to hear something when somebody makes a mistake, because life is not so perfect. In Instagram or on Facebook, you can see that everybody is perfect and everybody's eating perfect food, having a perfect figure, or I don't know, dress and stuff like that. But they also want to know about mistakes, so you can share both stories and mistakes with them. Then definitely talk about your target audience or volunteers who help you to run your organization or to run your campaign. Talk about these people who make everything happen. And this will also catch attention, because in a way it also concerns inner life, point 1. You can also throw kind of survey, because this will mean that people will be reading a certain question and they will be invited to answer this question, so to choose some option. It will motivate them to do something on social media and not just to scroll their newsfeed. You can also try to be creative and post and create your own meme for example, concerning this campaign with a certain joke, which will also catch a lot of attention because everything funny is always the most shared content on the internet. Also, you can create infographics, which will show, for example, the way your campaign is going, which percentage of people or for example, countries from where the money is coming, or cities within your country, or something like this. And then you can also share opinion of experts, and actually attracting public figures to your campaign will be very, very useful and important because they have a lot of subscribers online. They are simply just popular. So when you share that some public person, some public figure is connected to your campaign, then it will also catch a lot of attention. So this was about ideas of posts. And now we move on to second point, which is take care of your content. So you will think that to post regularly, you need to post a lot. So it means at least once a day. And maybe if your campaign is running for 30 or 60 days, at a certain point you will get tired of it and you might not have quality good content to spread, to share on your page. Well, actually it's better not to post anything than to post bad quality content, because if you didn't think it through, if you didn't have a media plan, then it's actually better not to post anything and to skip one day, for example, and to think about future posts. So whenever you are preparing such campaign, make a media plan. Think about what you will post every day, day by day, and prepare for that. First of all, high quality images. Images is what attracts attention of people on the internet, not the text. Then write relevant information. People don't want to read something useless, something unimportant. They want to spend their time on social media usefully. Therefore, they want to read something that they can use in the future. And also think about nice design. The way you combine picture and text is also important. So try to make it nice, try to make it concise, beautiful. So look at it as an outsider. And if you like it yourself, ask somebody else if it looks nice on the internet or not, and only after it, post it. Okay, to be able to create such content which will be unique, which will be different from the others, which will not be just Googled from Google or any other search system, you will need to create something on your own. When we are talking about some poster, infographics, some just picture or meme or something like that, you might need to use certain tools online. And here on this slide, they are presented. Some of them are really, really simple to use, and all of them are absolutely free of charge. Of course, there are some paid options, but you will definitely be able to survive with the free version, and you will be able to create something really creative, nice, and unique. This is Visme, Vengage, Pictochart, Pablo, Infogram, and Canva. There is also one more, which is called Crello. You can use it as well, and this is pretty similar to Canva. So when you go to these resources, you just need to register. It can also be done via Facebook, and which will make the procedure really, really quick. And then you will be offered to choose what you want to create: poster, infographics, just picture for certain social media, which will be perfect size for that, etc. And then you will be able to create it, and you will be able to post it, to attach to your post, and attract a lot of attention, because this will be something unique. You can also put your logo on it, or a barcode, or a link to your page or something. So try to use it, try not to miss this opportunity. Okay, then we are moving on to some small tips concerning running Facebook promotion. Here I put how to, and then that meant how to promote yourself on Facebook, how to attract attention, how to be visible. So first, be original and creative. Nobody wants to see something that they saw already before, that they're not interested in. something that is done already by another organization. Do it on your own. Do something unique for yourself. Make your content and make anything that you post diverse. You can post, of course, every day. Please donate, please donate, please donate to my campaign, but then it will not be interesting, and eventually people will just unsubscribe from your page. If you post a diverse content, which is interesting and different every day, the more chances you have that people stay on your page. Another thing is make your messages human. Many NGOs, unfortunately, are using very bureaucratic words to describe what they want to achieve, maybe because they're used to it because of writing grant applications or something. But messages on social media should be human. They should address your target audience in a way like you're talking to a friend. So whenever you write a post, think that you are talking to your friend, and only after that try to edit it in a way so that it corresponds and that it's really causes certain human emotion from people. Then also be concise. Nobody likes long texts. Now it's getting less and less popular. People are actually more used to watching pictures or videos. They don't want to read a lot. So if you write a message, it really has to be concise. It has to be clear. Build relations with your audience, which also corresponds to the first point and to the make your messages human point. So be regular and make your messages human. In this way, you will be able to build certain relations with your audience. They will be expecting certain posts from you. You will be expecting certain likes or donations or shares from them. So this is an online relationship which also has to be developed and supported. Another thing, make people feel useful. They don't just want to waste time on social media, and I mentioned already this before. So whenever you post something, this has to be useful information, or there has to be call to action, or there has to be a certain task in the post which you make so that people feel useful, that they didn't just scroll the newsfeed doing nothing. These are just some basic tips, and they might be different from what you've heard before. This is just our personal opinion on how it should be, and of course a lot can be added, but we don't think that something should be taken away from here. I guess I would like to finish with the last sentence, and it's here. If you are not present online, you are not present anywhere. This is a reality of our nowadays situation. So remember this every day and use social media for reaching your goals, because the whole humanity is now online, and if you don't make your messages in the internet, then probably you will not be able to reach as much as you want. I guess that's all from me. And if you have any questions, next slide will have my email. Yes, and I guess Alla will finish this webinar with certain words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Irina, for very useful information and very practical one. So thank you very much for attending our webinar and for watching it in recordings if it's your case. And we wish you successful crowdfunding campaigns, and we wish you to increase social impact of your actions. Thank you very much, and see you on other webinars. Bye-bye.